When you research wild hogs, you will eventually discover an article by author Jackson Landers titled, "Want to Help the Environment? Go Shoot a Pig," along with his book, Eating Aliens. Landers grew up in a vegetarian household, not tasting a cheeseburger until he was 12. In 2005, he decided to give up factory-farmed pork. 5 years later, Landers would start a 16-month adventure through the U.S. and Caribbean hunting and eating invasive species, including what he says is one of the most destructive invasives in the U.S., the wild hog. The end of his fact-finding mission is where mine begins via Skype.
Why you started researching them?
Landers recalls finding first-hand accounts of how, when, and where the pig was introduced to North America in histories and journals of one of the first colonies, Jamestown.
As early as 1611, they were already bringing pigs over.
By they, he means explorers from all over Eurasia.
Most were brought from England or Scotland. Some were brought from Spain. But yeah, you're basically looking at European pigs.
Landers says the reasons for their transport range from fresh meat on the voyage to their deliberate release on the new land so they would multiply.
Pigs were such a sensible species to bring for livestock, for new colonists, because they're animals that can feed themselves, for part of the year, and they're going to eat scraps that you're not going to eat otherwise. It was just a really easy type of livestock to bring along, not nearly as much work to feed and provide for as cattle, especially when you don't have any pastures yet.
So if hogs were such a necessity, a convenience even, when did they become a nuisance?
I don't think there was a lot of awareness of the ecological problems with feral pigs until the 20th century, really.
Mid-20th century, according to State Representative and Vice Chair of the Wildlife Fisheries and Parks in the House, Ken Morgan.
They've been known to kill baby calves, sheep, goats, chicken.
According to Morgan, the Magnolia State's feral hogs have been threatening the existence of other species and habitats for decades.
But the wild hog population in Mississippi, probably back in the 1950s, consisted of what we call the piney wood rooter.
Morgan says they're a smaller version of the feral hog, and they weren't much of a sport for those looking for exciting game.
Large landowners and all thought it would be feasible to maybe get some Russian boars and turn them loose on their property. And now we have feral hogs that go in excess of 500 pounds.
A female hog, not even a year old, can produce 2 litters of as many as 10 pigs a year. And with a survival rate of 5 to 10 years, they can and will wreak havoc on vital resources.
Agriculture, forestry, ponds, landscapes. Mississippi has damage from wild hogs that escalate to over $1.5 billion a year.
Morgan added, Senate and House committee hearings over the past year have revealed some alarming data. In 2009, the wild hog population covered 38% of Mississippi. This is the prospect of the feral hog population by 2023, 75 to 100%. That's where the lawmakers come in, declaring an open season on wild hogs.
Anytime, anywhere, day and night, with any weapon.
Which suits Prospect community owner of Red Oaks Farms, Van Henserling, just fine.
In the last few years, we begin to see them show up.
Henserling says sightings on his 2,400-acre property are rare, but he can't take any chances. His livelihood is 80% of the wild hog's diet.
Cotton, peanuts, corn.
For Henserling, it's like catering to the hog. 700 acres of his land is devoted to peanuts, 1,000 to cotton, and the rest to corn. That's why he was more than happy to escort us on a night hunt for wild hogs.
1